What's up, streamers? So, if you didn't know by now, white males are racist, especially when they're Republican. They like big trucks and they want to run over people. At least according to the newest ad from Latino Victory, which is siding with Ralph Northam. In this ad, which I think came out yesterday, it depicts a white male driving a big souped up black truck, the "Don't Tread on Me" license plate, Gillespie bumper sticker, and a rebel flag. And what he's doing, he's chasing minority children through neighborhood and trying to run them over, run them down. Like, that's the cool thing to do. That's what we all do. We get in our trucks and hunt down minority children, which couldn't actually be furthest from the truth. But it really doesn't cease to amaze me that the left would stoop to something like that. They just keep with the narrative that, white males are racist. All Republicans are Nazis. Trump supporters are Nazis. We all attended the Charlottesville rally, and we deserve to be punched in the face. And you got to reject our hate. When at the end of the day, they're the ones really spewing the hate. They're the ones that are the hypocrites, the liars, and really, I think, are low-life people. Now, at the end of this ad, all the children wake up. It was just a bad dream. It was a bad nightmare. Really, it's a bad narrative. And I say that because if you actually look at some true events, it would explain it perfectly. Like, back in June, a Muslim girl returning back to her mosque during Ramadan was chased down by an illegal immigrant in a truck and beaten to death with a baseball bat and abducted. They found her body 11 hours later. You don't hear the news talking about that, though. That kind of kills the narrative. How about what happened today? Muslim decided to take his rental Home Depot truck on a bike path and run over some people. Killed 8 people. 12 more were injured. How about the Bernie supporter who decided, the congressman practicing for a baseball game was a good target practice? Try to kill Scalise. They don't really want to talk about that. And I don't think if the right decided to use any of these things for one of their ads, people would be too happy. They wouldn't appreciate that very much. Even though these are real true incidences. This stuff actually happened. Why do we say that we don't want sanctuary cities or Virginia to become a sanctuary state? Because of that. We don't want illegal immigrants beating people to death with a baseball bat. Not just white people, Muslim girls, black boys. If you have seen the carnage that MS-13 has raised in a lot of different areas, not just Virginia, but a lot of different areas, you would not want that in your neighborhood. No sane person would. It sounds great, help these people out. They're not talking about the people that are actually going to school and actually trying to better themselves and came in the wrong way, which to me, illegal is still illegal. You can't tell the black boy on the corner who sold a little bit of pot. Hey, it was a little bit, but it's not really illegal. Like, no, they still have to go to jail for that shit. They still get in trouble. The laws are the laws. So when you have something that's illegal, it's still illegal. We have a right way of doing things. But I don't want to really get on to immigration. I just think that the hypocrisy is outlandish. It's crazy. When I'm talking about, those just 3 incidences, and there's so many more that you could bring up, but the left doesn't want to talk about that because it doesn't fit their narrative. Anytime a person's shot by a cop, if he's not black, they don't talk about it. Or if a black kid is shot by maybe another black kid, they don't talk about it. They only talk about it if it's a white cop shooting a black kid. Because that's what fits the narrative. So there's outrage. And they know that they can get votes. At the end of the day, they don't really care about you. They don't care about any of their voters. And it's plain to see. They just come over, you've always heard the thing, kiss the baby, pat the head, that type of shit. Yeah, win some votes. Oh, they do care about us. No, they don't. And it's simple logic that proves it. You look at any inner city, Baltimore, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, any of them. What is in common there? Poverty, crime, homelessness, unemployment. The schools aren't up to standard. They all have this in common. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of opportunity. What's the reasoning? Well, because, white privilege and, the Republicans don't want you to succeed. The rich business owners don't want you to succeed. That's not true. Who actually runs those areas? Every one of those major cities that I just mentioned, and every other one, has been democratically ran for 50 plus years. Some of them over 100 years been democratically ran. You would think by now that some of those areas would have gotten better, but they haven't. They've gotten worse. Look at the stats. The only time anything gets better is when a Republican gets into office somehow. Nobody liked Rudy Giuliani because he was stopping and frisking people, but crime the hell went down in New York. So why is the narrative what it is? It's because they know they can get your vote, and they know they need your vote to stay in office, to keep the power, to keep the money funneling into their pockets. You've seen all the pay to play shit on the Clintons, and it goes deeper than that. So many people get busted all the time, but they, like I said, at the end of the day, they don't really care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about any of their voters. That's why I quit voting Democrat. I actually voted Democrat. I voted for Obama the first time. So it's not like I've always been this hardline righty. No, I just see through the bullshit. The whole definition of being insane is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That's what we're doing in our inner cities. We're expecting better results by doing the same thing. Try something new. Maybe, vote for an independent. I'm not even telling you go for the right. Vote for an independent. Stop giving these other people your votes when they don't deserve it. They haven't done anything for you. They just victimize you and tell you a bunch of sweet stuff that they're never going to follow through on, because they haven't yet. If they did, they would minimize the crimes on some of the drug laws, and that incarcerates a lot of our black community. How does a pedophile get less time than someone selling an ounce of weed? Doesn't make any sense to me. But they know that the African American community votes Democrat about 90% of the time. They know that the Hispanic community votes Democrat somewhere between 65 and 70% of the time. Asians around 60% of the time. All immigrants vote Democrat around 60% at least, on average. So yeah, they need that vote. They really need that vote. So what are they going to do? They're going to victimize you. They're going to tell you, who's your enemy, who's evil. Everybody else is against you. Just, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. Wake up from that nightmare. Wake up from that narrative, because it's all bullshit. This world could be a better place if we didn't have disgusting people trying to take advantage of everybody. And it's not the people you think it is. You know what I mean? It's the people. It's typically, they always say your closest friend is the one that's going to stab you in the back. Well, these people are the ones stabbing you in the back, day after day, year after year. It's like a one night stand. They come, they get your vote, and they leave. That's all it is. And they stay in power, and they get the money. It's all bullshit. Wake up. Don't let them lie to you anymore. Don't make them earn your vote. How about that? Move away from them for one voting cycle. See if their tune changes then. I'm sure it'll just get more and more vile and disgusting. And, instead of everyone being Nazis, we're all the devil or some shit. Satanists or something like that. But, at the end of the day, that's what people need to do. They need to wake up. Like I said, I'm voting for Ed. I encourage y'all to, try something new. Go independent. Go right. Just make the Democrats earn your vote, because they haven't earned it yet. And they're hypocrites. They're liars and they're bullshit. I'm not going to rant anymore about them. Yeah, I do it enough, but you know, look into the shit. Wake up. All right. Once again, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Peace.